Hey everybody, it's Bree. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for the Paige, Evans, and Silhouette Ink design team. And I'm showing you this floral heart cut file that I used by Paige. I went ahead and cut it out on some plain white cardstock and used it as a stencil and ran some plain white modeling paste through the cut file. And this is a technique that I love to do, especially with cut files. It's just another option or another way to get some use out of your cut files. So I'm going to do some mixed media, again, surprise, surprise, in rainbow order. So I've got a bunch of shimmer sprays that I'm spraying down. I believe what I'm spraying down is Rip Van Periwinkle. I've got some bamboo leaf, and I think Hermit the frog. I think that pink one is, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had them written all down. I think that one's Ruby, which is I think that's a Vibez. And I've got Tuscan Sun, I've got, I think a little yellow school bus is the yellow, just to kind of help, and then I've got this orange one, which is a Spritz, Practice What You Peach, and then I think that dark purple down at the bottom is, shoot, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I'll try to have a list in the description box below. I had already put away all of these paints. And I thought I pulled out some, but the rest are in my cart and not within reach. So I will try and put the colors below. That way you can look them up if you need them. Okay, so like I said, I did use this cut file as a stencil and did modeling paste or ran modeling paste through it. I did to change it up again because I love a good wreath layout, circle, heart, anything. But I wanted to change it up, so I tilted my heart a little bit just to give it a little bit of interest and to be just, change it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do after I apply all this mixed media here in a few minutes is I went ahead and I cut the same cut file a second time on a different piece of white cardstock, and I offset it. That way it would create a frame around the okay, I knew I would have a hard time explaining this. I just wanted to create a frame around these flowers. That way I could layer up that cut file right on top of the mixed media that I've already created. It would just help give it more texture, and then to help showcase that cut file again. Because you can see all of the pretty florals and the petals and the leaves in this cut file, but I wanted to showcase it a little bit more, and in doing so I'm able to, or in cutting it again, I'm able to do that. So yeah, I do a lot of mixed media like with a cut file because I love doing mixed media. I love having paste and applying color on top of it just to see it pop and just to be creative and have fun painting. And I think it's gorgeous. And I love to just be able to show it off as well. So here it is dry, and I'm going to go in, and it looked a little bit wonky. It was like my ruby color had taken over, and it, like that side had been a little bigger, like my color went out more. I am going to cover that up. I did have every intention of doing that. That's why I just left it like that. So here is that cut file that I was talking about, or not cut file, but the way I cut it out, I just offset it, and it allowed me to have the outline basically instead of like the inside. And I'm going to be using the Truly Grateful collection by Paige Evans with Pink Paisley, and I'm pulling these stickers for my title, and it is going to be 8 is Great. This photo is of my son. This was his 8th birthday photo shoot. We actually still lived out in Hawaii, so this was out in front of our house, and just looking at this photo, he is so little to me, and it's crazy because this is 4 years ago, and Friday the 22nd, he's going to be 12, and I just cannot believe how fast time is just flying by and how much his face has changed, and it just makes me happy because, he's growing up, but it also makes me sad. So it's very bittersweet, and I'm trying to get through photos and document as much as I can, but I was really happy to be able to make this layout his. And it's a boy layout. It may have a lot of feminine colors in it, but that's okay. You know me, I love any kind of colors, and I scrapbook for myself, so I'm all about girly colors or more of the feminine colors for my boy layout. Okay, so I am going to be doing tone on tone. So I'm pulling all of the embellishments, not all of them, but a lot of embellishments or fussy cut leaves or flowers that I've cut from a few of the papers in the collection. I've got some pieces from the floral die cut pack, as well as the embellishment, or no, not embellishment, ephemera pack. Yeah. So I've got some leaves, I've got some florals, I've got a bird. Yeah, so I'm just going, I'm working on the orange section, just going around, and I'm layering on top of this cut file. So I failed to mention that I popped up the entire cut file on foam dots. That way there was a separation from the mixed media. That way I didn't lose the mixed media element in regard to the modeling paste. Because yes, you could still see the colors, but I still wanted y'all to see that I did have modeling paste underneath it. So I popped it up, and that way it gives it more dimension, and that way I can tuck and layer and put little pieces underneath the little cut file, or not little, underneath the cut file, and I love how it turned out. So here is where I'm going to be adding more embellishments up at that top, especially because the color was kind of uneven at in that section. And I had originally thought I was going to put my photo there, but I loved it more on the left. So that's where I ended up having it. And yeah, so I'm adding some of these puppy stickers where the colors, or adding the colors, I cannot talk, adding the stickers according to the colors. I have not finished my cup of coffee this morning, and I need to keep drinking it. It's early. I really love how this layout turned out. It was a lot of fun, and it's very colorful and bright and vibrant, and this Truly Grateful collection is absolutely stunning. I still have a ton left, and I'm still working through it, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm adding some of these enamel hearts from the mixed embellishment set in the appropriate colors. Just little bits here and there. I'm going through my little drawer there I got with some leftovers, some ephemera pieces, and trying to see if I wanted to add anything else. So I'm going to trim this little floral piece. It is a little longer, so I had to trim it up and add that on. That little piece does have some green, so I'm going to trim that off. It was a leaf, and add it in. And I popped it up a little bit. I love to create shadows on my layout. I love, if you could see this layout in person, it's really cool just to see all the different layers and texture that it has. I always say this, I add journaling off camera. I don't add it on camera. I don't know why, I just don't. I probably get a little camera shy and I tend to write, I put my face really close to my layout when I write. So I always add journaling after, and that way I can put down my thoughts and have time to do it and not feel rushed. So I'm adding some of these dots from the puppy sticker collection, and then I've also pulled out the epoxy sticker sheet. I have two. I got one in a Hip Kit Club kit, so I pulled it and added it to my stash. And I'm going to go through, I think I add some pieces from there. I also pulled the 6x12 sticker sheet. Yes, so I actually start pulling in here in just a minute. I pull some of the stars from that epoxy sticker sheet, but I went through the paper, or the 6x12 stickers, and pulled some stickers here, and I chopped this one up. The other one, it didn't quite go, I guess. It was a different shade than the color, than the leaves and or the leaves that I had in that section. So I pulled this one because it matched better, and it says "You Amaze Me," and I just trimmed it up so I could stagger them. Stagger? Yeah. Stack them? Maybe stack. We'll go with stack. So here's where I pull the stars from the epoxy stickers and just kind of spread those around just to give a little something. They are shiny, so it does give that shiny element, and I love it. And that is my layout. I absolutely love this one. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. Check out all the layering, the mixed media, the dimension, the shadows. It's so bright and colorful, and I had so much fun creating this. So don't forget to visit Paige's blog for all the supply links and more info. Thank you so much again for commenting, subscribing, and watching all my videos. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.